Yeah. I'd like to bring the 94th meeting of the 40th Council, July 13th, 2026. We'll call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. First order of business is a moment of reflection. Thank you. Additions and approval of the agenda. Moved by Councillor Stimpson, seconded by Councillor Lyons. Resolved that the agenda for the 94th meeting of the 40th Council be approved as amended. In favor? Carried. Next is disclosure of pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof. It can be declared now or anytime during the meeting. Seeing none, we'll move on to minutes of the previous meetings. First up is the Committee of the Whole meeting, June 22nd. Moved by Councillor Lyons, seconded by Councillor Stimpson. Resolved that the minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting held June 22nd, 2026 be received and filed. In favor? Carried. Next is the meeting minutes from June 22nd. Moved by Councillor Stimpson, seconded by Councillor Johnson. Resolved that the minutes of the 93rd meeting of the 40th Council held June 22nd, 2026 be adopted as written. In favor? Carried. And lastly, the in-camera meeting minutes from June 22nd. Moved by Councillor Johnson, seconded by Councillor Stimpson. Resolved that the minutes of the in-camera meeting held June 22nd, 2026 be adopted as written. In favor? Carried. Is there any matters arising out of these minutes anyone would like to discuss? Seeing none, we will move to Committee of the Whole and Administration and Employee Relations, bylaw number 34-26. Moved by Councillor Lyons, seconded by Councillor Knowles. Resolved that bylaw number 34-26, being a bylaw to issue a certificate of validation for the property of 225 Clark Street, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. In favor? Carried. Next is finance. Resolution to accept the 2024 financial audit. Moved by Councillor Knowles, seconded by Councillor Lyons. Resolved that the Town of Atikokan accepts the 2024 audited financial statements as prepared by MNP LLP. In favor? Carried. Next is Public Works. Sewage treatment plant resolution. Moved by Councillor Johnson, seconded by Councillor Lyons. Resolved that Council award Trammon Industrial the sewage treatment plant repair contract in the amount of $221,540.67 plus HST, and further be it resolved that a contract be presented to Council at a later date. In favor? Carried. Next, we'll go to Public Works and, we'll stay on Public Works. I'm sorry, bylaw number 35-26. Moved by Councillor Lyons, seconded by Councillor Johnson. Resolve that bylaw number 35-26, being a bylaw to enter into an agreement with Vallard Construction for space at the municipal airport, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. In favor? Carried. And lastly, bylaw number 35-26. Oh, no, sorry, I have a resolution to hire public works laborer. Moved by Councillor Johnson, seconded by Councillor Lyons. Resolve that council approve the hiring of Austin Randell as public works laborer. In favor? Carried. Welcome, Randall. And fire and property. Hire a fire chief. Moved by Councillor Lyons, seconded by Councillor Knowles. Resolve that council approve the hiring of Sean Cloutier as fire chief, CBO, CEMC manager of bylaw enforcement and bylaw enforcement officer. In favor? Great work. Hiring a replacement for Graham. Be big shoes to fill, but I'm sure Sean's going to be do a fine job for us. So welcome, Sean. And moving forward, we have Atikokan Public Library, Councillor Stimson, minutes from June 15th.
Thank you, Mayor Ferguson. Building updates, the CEO called Trammon Management to discuss the faulty lights that that Trammon had got to put in, and the amount of labor costs that have occurred, approximately $1,400 to replace the faulty fixtures. Trammon is not willing to compensate any of their labor, and one more light currently needs to be replaced. In an email today, she said they are not they're not guaranteeing their work. Jim Moronic has been approved to build the shed. The cement pad's already down. Downspouts are missing on the building, need to be repaired. We've hired casual library assistants to help with the summer. And we also hired a pretty smart lady, Melanda Morden. She is also working with the hospital doing their policies and procedures, and she went over all of our policies and procedures and redid them. And that's why there's not too much from this meeting, because it was more or less administrative meeting that we had with her. But she did a real good job, and once this manual is completed, digital copies will be sent to all the board members, and I'm sure to over here. CEO is book a spot for the strategic planning with Ontario Libraries, and accreditation, CEO will work with the Ontario Library Service to see what is needed. We talked about that and whether it's worth getting it or not, so that's about it. And then we had anybody that was around and was down at the library there, what was it, Mayor Ferguson, a week ago? That they had their kickoff for the summer events, and Mayor Ferguson and I whipped up some pretty fantastic hot dogs during that, so, and everybody seemed to enjoy it. That's all I have to report on.
Yeah, it was well attended. It was
150 something.
Yeah, attended, so
yeah,
it was a good day.
And we cooked 150 hot dogs.
Okay, any questions for Councillor Stimson? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to District of Rainy River Services Board. And the highlights from the June 18th meeting. There isn't a whole lot to report. One of the things I will discuss, though, is DSAB bought the 5th and Frenette St. Michael's School a number of years ago with the idea of renovating it for housing and building other fourplexes or sixplexes on the property. When they did the assessment on the building, it was not feasible to retrofit the school to do housing. So it was cheaper. The experts tell them it was cheaper. The consultant said it was cheaper to demolish the school and build new, then try to retrofit it. So that was the biggest information coming out of that meeting. Any question about DSAB? Next meeting is in July. And with that, we'll have the last resolution, moved by Councillor Knoll, second by Councillor Lyons. Resolved that this meeting do now adjourn. In favor? Carried. Thank you, everybody, for coming out on this sweltering hot day. Called meeting adjourned at 6:10.
Push to D time.